to defend themselves against. But something that is always going to be the same when the Finnish team plays is that they always roam quite a lot with one of their supports. The other one tries to hold down one of the lanes, and that would be Buugi, of course. Meanwhile, Jerax is running around trying to find where he should create a little edge for someone in the team. And
actually, to speak more of that, and something we'll see for ASUS do in this game and the next game and all of their games, is that they put a lot of emphasis pushing out that first ward. They sometimes even buy boots on support, just smoke.
Or TP scroll.
Yeah, they just go really far out. Make sure you see where the enemy plays their wards. Make sure where you know the lanes are. That makes your rotation much easier to come back.
Yeah. This Mirana ban surprises me because I don't think that for ASC we're gonna grab a Mirana really.
But they need range support, so.
Well, it would be good for them to get a range support.
It's pretty good actually for the way they play with a lot of roaming around. The Mirana up to gank and stuff.
Yeah, but again, something we have not seen from them as of yet. So more like saying in this situation it could have been good for you.
But they've seen his Rubik, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. So EG still have to reveal their last pick here to us, and it should really be their hardcore farmer.
The thing is, Fear is such a versatile player that you don't know if this is a safe lane puck or a bounty hunter or
ban, but
anything can come up.
Except the puck.
Except the puck, obviously.
So yeah, we'll kind of wait and see. I mean, if you go, never mind. Brewmaster's also banned because Fear does do that quite a bit.
Yeah, it's a good ban out, to be honest, the Brewmaster, because if they got the Brewmaster Centaur Slark combination again, I mean, that's something they would happily play. Obviously, picking Viper into Razor is also something that Jerax has done before for his team.
Gyrocopter.
Gyro.
Radiant team pick.
How do you think he will function here? Like, he's obviously gonna be the farmer, but do you think he's gonna be that good against these type of gap closes and a Viper?
I mean, it's a hero that allows you to fight early if you need to, and chances are you will because it's a Centaur Slark. Also, it's a hero that could get an early BKB without suffering too much in damage output because your spells are great.
Yeah.
There's a lot of synergy between Jakiro and Gyrocopter because we're going to see Universe get a very early Yule's. Yule's Ice Path call down. That's a ton of damage already. Yeah. So, and also, that combines with your Ice Blast. So I think there's a really good kind of fighting squad in EG that doesn't lack the late game potential. I think it's like an all-around great pick, actually.
Yeah, Gyro does provide tons of damage output and also a very satisfying amount of blue on the draft by EG.
Except the traitorous red head.
Yeah, that one head, but we can chop that one off.
That's a better head. You can't chop it off.
We need the red head.
Yeah, true. Okay.
Oh, Bane.
Bane, all right.
Bane is going to be the hero here. Bane does play really well to Gyro, so this could be a reactive pick towards that last core of EG. Of course, Enfeeble is amazing against his flat cannon, just reducing a lot of the damage. And even the grip is really good when he has his BKB available on Gyro, so you can hold him in place and try to punch him down.
Bane is one of those heroes that every time I see him in a game, I think, why isn't Bane in more games?
Yeah.
Like, he's so good.
I think effing Mad and his team, I forgot what the name was. He was a big proponent of picking like Bane every single game.
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously, I think Bane, when you see his, like, you know, being the intelligence hero, people think he's very squishy. He's actually not. He has really good space stats. Nightmare and Brain Sap keeps him alive for a long, long time.
I think that Goblik planted a seed in his brain about the Bane, really, from the days they were fucking mad. And this game soon to be starting up. The players, how much do you think the first game is gonna set the pace for this best of 2 in specific?
I mean, I think it matters much more for ASC than for EG.
Do you think if EG wins the first one, that they're pretty likely to take the second one?
I think so. Just the confidence level, you know. For EG is like, oh, it's just a warm up.
I especially think because they got the slot that they wanted. If they lose with that, they'll be like, oh,
that's our like
they beat our big
trump card.
That's destroyed everybody. So yeah.
Just another day at the job, kind of for EG as well. Like, we need to just get into it. And they have had, you know, one series to warm up with now as well.
Yeah.
It's very nice. And these are, should mention it once again, this is the second to last series for ASC.
Yeah.
And then they're done with this phase, and they're already guaranteed to go to DreamHack. Now it's about trying to secure a better spot.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to have to play more games than you need to, I don't think, once you get to LAN.
And a big statement if you could 2-0 EG.
Yeah, absolutely. They should be proud of how they've done so far.
Well, you have to win the first game before you can go for a 2-0 though. So players are getting ready. PPD looking pretty confident with his draft. Doesn't look too disappointed.
PPD pretty rarely gets outdrafted.
He is a very, very talented drafter, I would say, because he always has the flexibility. It very rarely seems like an all-in. The late game is secure. The early games, the lanes are pretty safe as well. I definitely agree that in the Western scene, probably the best drafter.
Well, you know, I was just going to say, sorry, Lumi, I think one of the things that helps him is that he's got players that can play a lot.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah,
it makes it easy to draft when you're like, oh, you can do this and you can do that. So
that's a strong point.
Yeah,
that is a strong point.
I think apart from Arteezy, and this is not like a kind of a shots fired at him, like all 4 of the players on his team.
What?
What's paused?
The game is paused?
The game's paused.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I think apart from Arteezy, the hero pools of all the other 4 players are just amazing. Like,
that is true. I mean, all of them are just outstanding on their position and players that should be studied for any up-and-coming or, you know, aspiring Dota player. Yeah. You can learn a lot from their replays. And, of course, servers have been a little bit wonky at times here as well for us.
Of course, the one thing I think we're all in the back of all our minds anytime there's a pause or someone DCs is, oh my god, are we going to have Brood and Phoenix in captain's mode when we come back?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, that could be today, could be tomorrow. They tend to do that kind of shit on a Friday, so it could well be Friday, but...
Brood can strike at any time.
Literally. It's been hiding in the woods.
And it's going to keep hiding in the woods, just throwing spiders at you.
Yeah. It's so strange when a patch arrives in the middle of a tournament. It's happened to me about 2 or 3 times, I think, where... I mean, in some of the tournaments I've been at where I think Legion Commander was enabled in the middle of a tournament I was casting, and the organizers just said, you can't pick her. And everybody was like, yes, okay.
Yeah, because no one pretty much wants to have that pressure.
Exactly.
So
we're underway.
We're underway, and of course we see, again, the value of getting the early wards out here as for ASC rushing up with an ogre with the wards and same things. Boots on the ogre, of course.
So something that 4AFC have been doing is that they notice instead of using their centaur as a standard off lane, they actually use a centaur and dodge his lanes. Trixi has been playing safe lane centaur from time to time, and looking by his starting item of choice, he's got 8 tangles. I think what he expects is a 1v1 safe lane bottom matchup against Jakiro, but I'm not sure if that lane's gonna get dodged.
Yeah.
Well, we do have Stark running all the way here on bottom, and EG did see the Bane as he ran down to place the ward. That's a big win already. Can they do anything about it? Nah. But they have the vision. They know the ward is on the lane, and that's already a lot of information gained for EG. Whereas for ASC don't really know where this ward is from the
It's like Juan Fernandez and
whatever. I said to Charlie, what the hell is this?
Yeah, like what is this?
He just said they're just random names.
Who those names are?
Yeah, they just made up names.
Okay.
They just picked a random name. I don't know.
Juan Fernandez is, I believe, Arteezy.
Yeah, it is.
And
then Zai has
a random name.
Yeah, he is.
Bernardo Reyes.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
Well, Boots first on AA as well. Interesting to see. And it is going to be a Jakiro top, so getting that.
Okay.
Stark actually switched after Jerax saw the enemy run after him there on bottom.
Look at that synchronized dragon. It's beautiful.
Synchronized flying. It's a fascinating sight. I'm lost for words.
Oh. If he can stun the right one. You cannot.
So mid lane's going to be kind of a 2v1 situation, but...
Do you think that's a good idea?
I think what he wanted to do is like essentially make the lane a little bit more difficult just for the first wave and then help out some other lane, but...
He didn't enfeeble him though.
Yeah, I mean, Fear in fact got more damage.
Yeah.
He's like, yep, thanks for the damage, now I'm going to last deny everything.
So that first little rotation, Fear doesn't care about it at all. Also curious to see that Fear is the one playing Razor when Arteezy is the one having such an extremely impressive record on that hero.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Fear Arrow.
But talking to some other players, they also said that what fear, or top lane, a little bit of a harass to the Ogre here, actually trying to go aggressive. Something that a lot of people say is the reason RTZ played so good on Razor is because he just farms a lot and always has the items when they want to go pushing. And the ones who fail on Razor is because they don't proceed to get these items. You need to get the Aghanims, you need to get some tankiness. BKB is always welcome. Refresh Orb is, of course, a luxury you get later on. And RTZ always seems to have them.
Looks like Nightmare's going to start the initiation. Keep in mind they can always debuff it if they want to take a sleep, but looks like that's not going to be the case. Universe drops a dual breath. Empyrean, I don't think Ice Power will save it.
No, possibly not.
Actually,
no.
The dual breath gets the kill, though. The damage output is real, and Fernando Reyes trying to trade some right hits, but it's going to be a second Fire Blast, and they get the kill there. But, you know, I might even say that's an EG win.
I think it is. I think as long as he's getting first blood, and especially on the slot, I think that's good. Yeah.
It's pretty much like this scenario happens quite often, right? Where you get the first blood, but the enemy get 2 kills, and in the end, we can see the graph here helps out a little bit to explain what happens, and the gold definitely goes the way of the team that kills 2.
Yeah, what happens is we're dead wrong there.
Yeah, and experience as well.
No, I actually.
But you can also get the gold and then spend it. And it's anyway, it's reliable gold.
No, I disagree with it. Like, sure, gold graph and all that stuff is great to show, but you got to keep in mind that EG dedicated far less hero in that engagement.
Yeah.
And being able to still grab the first blood, you're fine with that.
Well, it's fine as long as the Vengeful is doing something worth, you know,
productive during that time.
Productive with the time. Else, it doesn't matter how many heroes were committed. And he's running around trying to find an opening mid lane. Here, pretty low on HP here, but Buugi holding on. He wants both his spells, that's why he could only have used one. Aggressive play by Trixi here on bottom lane. Always want to be careful about how much damage you can take. Oh no, Trixi.
That's a rare miss for
feed?
Trixi.
Is this the Trixi feed? He's coming in from behind.
Yeah, I mean, if he gets magic missile, he's actually straight up there. Trying to dodge away, but the missiles being given sight. There's the big creep wave here helping out Jerax, but there's really no way to get the kill. Rotation's going to come down from top, the loop's going to come in. And I'm not sure whether they heard the Bruno pro tip, but MATUMBAMAN does kill supports.
Yeah, he does.
The Finnish carry kills supports.
I think like any AA in this game is going to be... I mean, it's going to be a sad time against Slark. I mean, it's really difficult to move around the map. You want to do supporty type things, but A, you're up against the Slark, and B, it's MATUMBAMAN Slark, who seems to find... He's like Batman. He drops out of the rafters, and, you know, you got no chance.
MATUMBAMAN confirmed Batman.
He's Batman.
It's a curious matchup though, the Slark against AA, because AA really on paper is nice against Slark, but in reality needs to be on a lane for quite a bit of time. He's at level 6 later on, and is punishable by Slark's playstyle overall. But I mean, sure, if you land a good ulti on Slark, you could kill him.
But I think in this particular game, EG is doing a good job controlling Slark bottom lane. Makes it go here. QPD has double damage. The sun's gonna hit on Jerax, and so will actually he's not gonna rock it.
Oh, Jerax might die here. Maybe.
Well, he needs Trixi to actually take a little bit of damage. In fact, they're gonna turn on Juan Fernandez. The double edge is gonna kill, get the kill. 1-for-1 trade. There's still double damage on PDD.
PDD looking for blood here. He has mana for a stun, but then again, Jerax is gonna be just fine running up here. So both the cores on the lane are dying, and the support's like, sweet, we killed them. But right now the farm, EG are pulling ahead in last hits quite handedly.
Yeah, Slark only has ACS, and that goes to my previous point. They are just keeping him away from the lane. Liquid Fire from a long range.
Yeah, what a laner though. I mean, Jakiro is a very hard opponent to go up against. So, I mean, mid, Vaalix is doing really well, and he is very used to playing this matchup of Viper versus Razor. But Razor is not really losing it. He has a few creeps to farm here, so he almost has, you know, 20 last hits, or 19, I guess 25. And in the lead on the nice last hit.
It's funny, I hate playing against a Razor and a Viper. So to see them against each other is...
fight to the death.
Yeah, 2 super villains.
Very satisfying.
So he doesn't level Ice Path at all. I stand corrected. I mean, Universe is the main.
Well, I think it's more of the lane. Generally, you do want to go one Ice Path at 4, But in this way, he's just beating Slark. He's like, you know what? I'm not going to worry about stunning you.
Yeah.
I'm going to just push you out of lane with mass damage.
Yeah.
And he sends Slark back. He's not going to get a kill on him, but you don't need a kill.
And he's just free farming now on Jakiro as well. I mean, he's 25 for CS, so not complete free farm yet, but he is now at a point where he has so many points into Liquid Fire that Slark cannot realistically walk up against that. And the lane's just working out really well for EG here, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, RTZ on the bottom lane gets 6 CS per minute. That's pretty impressive this early on.
This ward here on bottom by EG is also spotting. It dies now, but it has been spotting Jerax for a lot of the times that he has been looking for rotations.
There it is again.
It's still 1-0 and 2 though. So.
They do get the Nightmare off. It looks like, well, actually it's going to transition into a 2-man stun. PPD is dead. All that damage is real though. They get 1 kill immediately. The second kill might come through. Jerax gets a ton of health back. Here comes a rotation from Zai. I forgot his name for a second because of that name. It looks like they're going to get the kill with a chilling touch damage output.
Yeah, so they killed the Slark as well as the Centaur. Very big win there for EG, only losing PPD. And, you know, what was it they said earlier on the couch? That's what we have PPD for. Just, you know, taking the 5th position role. Yeah. So dying is fine for him.
It's funny that, I mean, traditionally you think of the captain as being the guy who's like leading the line and everything, but in Dota the captain is generally speaking the guy who plays that support role, does the drafting, but...
It's easiest to captain from the support role.
You don't need to just focus on the last hit and then
like
that. You
have more time to look at the entire map, and you're the one who composed the draft as well, so you have a good idea of what you want to do, and... Oh, top. Go here.
Well, I mean, there's a eventual here right there. They're gonna go on Buugi. Buugi's straight up dead. Nightmare might get the kill. Jerax, what a player. But they wanted the kill there. They didn't want to just deny a hero.
Yeah, I think they underestimated how tanky Jakiro is as well. If anyone is there, it's Vampire, right?
Yep.
Radiant's top
and this is where EG gets very dangerous, where the laning stage is just over, where the pickoffs are somewhat easier. And if you look at the other side, normally this is where a Blink Dagger Centaur just reigns supreme, and a Slark that has a little bit farm reigns supreme.
Oh wow.
There is nothing on those two heroes because they have shut them down lane.
Yeah.
Slark really has a little bit of farm. I mean, this is a very poor brown boot Slark. So very hard.
Less than Ogre.
Very hard to do anything impressive from that position. And Jakiro, and of course RTZ. RTZ has been doing really well on this Gyrocopter. He's getting really farmed.
Stampede's going to be used defensively.
You know what spell would have been good there?
Yep. No, I didn't want to say it, buddy.
I mean, if he lands it.
Completely wrong anyway. Stops him for like 1 second.
Yeah, he does get 1 point into it now afterwards, backing up and getting some experience from creeps. He almost has the entire...
He's how far is Universe? Yeah, like, he's going to have it before the 10-minute mark.
Yeah.
I like the fact that they realize the value of getting that stuff on Jakiro. Like, you know, sometimes you see him played in pub, he's like, he's the 5.
Oh, the stack as well.
That is big. But he farms really quickly for support. Like,
I mean,
you stack it up, macro pyre, I mean, look, it's back up in 50 seconds.
They love the 3-position Jakiro, and in this game he even had a easier lane to farm up than the Gyrocopter, I would argue. Nice stacks have been done here by Vengeful, so gonna just, I think AA helped stack that a little bit as well.
It feels like the EG supports are always effective. Like
so productive, yeah.
Yeah, they're either stacking a couple camps, their carries are benefiting from it now, or they're roaming, or they're counter ganking.
They're very efficient with their time.
Yeah.
Very.
And almost got level 6 on AA as well, so Zai gotta be happy to kind of join the game at that stage. He's 0-2-1 right now, but early on as an AA, you can't do that much when you're not tri-laning. So I think he has been doing just what he should, stacking camps in the jungle.
With this support helping him farm, I never get this help.
I get that help, but then they take the last hit.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Oops, auto attack.
Oh, whoops.
When you can see the hero twitching for the last hit.
Yeah.
Auto attack. Yeah. Anyway, I think what the Finnish team has to rely on now is how much can Viper do, right? He has to be a strong position for them in these fights because
someone needs to buy time, right? Someone needs to buy time for the Slug to get a few things. I mean, why you think it has to be Viper? You don't think like Centaur, Ogre,
no, I think
could do something?
I think due to Centaur and Slark being so underfarmed, they need... Oh, what is this?
The hasted universe, he's gonna get nightmared. Is anybody coming in to help? I don't think there's enough burst damage to kill these two. Ice Blast is gonna hit on Blue.
This is gonna backfire, I think.
The Swap's gonna come down, and so will the call down. Ice Tap onto 2. They are all dead. MATUMBAMAN wants to come in and secure 1 kill. He does on Jakiro, but that missile will hit. He needs to Dark Pack at the right time. And of course, he's gonna take a ton of damage in doing so.
Yeah.
So Rocket will hurt.
Yeah, it definitely will hurt, but he should be getting away, I believe. But they keep chasing here. RTZ gonna realize in the end that he has to back up here. Really good fight for
Great
EG,
swap,
though.
that. Swap into Iceberg. Legit.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, well played. Saving their teammate.
So I'm not sure whether I like Vaalix's item choice here. He's completed drums, which is okay for like small engagement that we just saw on the river. But I feel like they need something big like a mech to win them some fights. Because what's going to tie you over till the Centaur blink and the Slark starting to do stuff?
Okay, here's what I'm going to argue though. That they cannot win a 5-on-5. And it's mostly going to be like 2 versus 3 or
and
3
drums
versus
is more
2.
helpful with that.
Yeah, the small pickoffs and trying to farm up. Like they can't engage into the stack of EG. And they can't defend their towers either. So going for mech would probably not give full value. Whereas the drums is a decent farming item. You can progress, and Andy would be happy to see it.
Okay.
I just think they're in a position where it's hard to say mech is going to save you with AA as well, being part of the game.
Can we quickly check how far behind 4FC is
They're about 1,500 gold, I think it was. Okay. 2,000. Okay.
So nothing like nice initiate here on top lane. Quite a bit of damage being dealt.
Right, and you get your Stampede to disengage, which is pretty important.
These are the fights that they need, though.
Yeah. Small pickups. Here and there, buying some time.
On someone like Gyro as well, that's good.
And they got it before they had the Blink Dagger as well, so now they have another tool to work with on the Centaur. And Slark has been giving some time to farm up now. Of course, it's 1240 in, and he's 48 CS, so he's not too happy with what he currently is sitting at.
Oh, Sentry D-Ward.
Yeah, he always gets these Sentry wards, and he's gonna get probably 2 value D-Wards here, because he might have smelled out the other one as well. Oh, he might resend this one, as he realizes now that he drops his movement speed.
Oh,
might not he turns. The courier is like, okay, you want one more?
It's a really good extra.
Oh, is that out of range?
It's missing.
What?
No, that. Oh, a little bit sloppy dropping in that.
Yeah,
way.
that's actually a bad place to drop.
Yeah, but he's a core, right?
Well,
core players don't know how to D-ward, man. Like that support job. Oh, this is a very big commitment.
That creep.
No, the creep is.
That creep is fucking it up.
Yeah.
No, that's a dominating creep. It's an Arteezy creep.
Yeah, Arteezy is there. In spirit.
Luigi's dead.
He's hitting it. Last hit, Arteezy. Block it. He actually got. Oh, okay.
I thought
It's a call down. It's not the range creep. Calm down there.
Never mind.
That would have been so sweet.
Never mind. Fake hype.
So I'm gonna look towards Centaur for FC to start kind of finding those ganks.
Yep. Definitely, and I mean Bane as well, right? Because you need that damage that he provides, and it's really good in 2-on-2 clashes, anything like that, or 2-on-1 ganks to have Bane with you. All the disable he has and the pure damage from Brain Zap as well is really good to quickly kill someone. I think they have a bit of stacks in their jungle, the Finnish team. At least down to the left, yeah, they have a few stacks.
Well, I mean, for that one stack, I think EG has stacked and killed like three or four others.
True, but they did go and block the Ancients now, pretty late, but at least it's blocked for the future.
And Zai is like more than halfway to his Aghanims.
Dear God.
Remember when MATUMBAMAN was killing Jolem over and over from VP? That A had nothing. The difference here is that Zai is able to farm up a lot more and be a factor in this game.
Yeah, Zai is really smart with his positioning as well. Like he has patiently been sitting there for so long. Oh, they're actually going heavily in the enemy jungle as well here. Meanwhile, the ganking Arteezy should be a kill on bottom.
Yeah. And meanwhile, MATUMBAMAN seems to be able to disengage from the rest of EG squad. So.
Middle tower is under attack.
I believe it was a TP out by Razor. Against the Viper and the Slark up there. Because, yeah, CD on CP. Away safely.
Oh, Universe, perhaps a little bit of trouble. He's going to just pop the Eels, and that's it.
Fine.
MATUMBAMAN, by the way, is now 3rd net worth. He was like 4th from bottom.
Pretty strong catch-up, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think he's going to go Midas.
No.
I think he's going to get that blink and start killing stuff.
It would be a game losing Midas.
On people like AA.
Yeah, the blink dagger should maybe allow him to kill people, but a lot of the heroes on EG are already tanking up so much. I mean, you can dream about killing Fear, but you're not going to do it alone. And same thing with Gyro. He's so tanky, he just TP'd out against them, so...
I wouldn't say that 4SC is as behind as they were 5 to 10 minutes ago, because it just felt like they could not do anything.
Yeah.
But now, since that couple of fights, the Bane ganks have been good, the Centaur ganks have been superb.
Yeah.
Now they're kind of back in this. They need like a couple more of these ganks, like on RTZ, for example, then right back.
Well, that graph should a nice tick up in their direction. That's what you need. I think it's also important for almost like your morale as a team to think, no, our draft is fine, we're doing okay, we just messed up. You know, we just made a couple of mistakes.
Sure.
We're still in this.
2 points into stats, by the way, on the Gyrocopter skill build.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you about that.
He opened with that.
I feel like it's actually worth leveling some of your nukes up.
I really believe that the rocket is worth maxing, and of course rocket barrage can also be amazing depending on how you are going to play.
Dire's top tower is under
attack. Especially when a slug's jumping on you, you have like at least...
It's tough, right? Because getting stats on Gyro is also a big thing. Like having extra mana is very good. More HP is also very nice. So I think either way is nice, but I would like to see a max level rocket, the homing missile, deals an amazing amount of damage. And especially against stuff like Centaur, Slark, they love to run away from you.
What do you get next on MATUMBAMAN here? Basher?
Dire's
like
top tower.
I think he needs more health.
He's almost always going into the Skadi at this stage, and I don't see any reason for him to change that.
I mean, they essentially have a guarantee way to lock him down with the Yules. Although I think you actually could Dark Pack immediately as you come down before you get some of that. It's like, there's a call down still get used, and
it is correct.
Dodge away from that.
It is correct, sorry for delayed answer. AA ulti flying in as well, but Slark should be fine here as everyone is running, but the AA ulti hits a little bit too early.
But that's annoying for him, right? Because instead of being at full health, being able to force the kill, he's just standing here regenerating now.
Yeah, I think he might even jump here again, just knowing his aggression, but there are plenty of heroes down here. And the Viper casually pulsing on mid, trying to deal some damage to that tower as well. It's full HP though.
I think that the Centaur's just been chilling in the bushes. They're waiting for someone to go on this Bane so he can jump in. He's been there for about 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's his Bushman. A ulti flying in mid, they're just defending that tower, doing just fine. Being on 3.
You know, when this game is being very slow and very kind of farm heavy,
it goes strategic right now.
Yeah, who is that favored? Is it EG favored or is it 4ASC favored?
It really depends on who can claim the first big fight, but just this pace right now, I don't think anyone is coming out ahead because Slark is catching up and he was very far behind. The courier might go into the smoke here.
Actually, if it tanks a smoke gang,
okay, it's fine.
Oh, they're not going to go for it.
That's smart, actually.
Yeah, they're going to go straight behind here. Jerax is dead.
I mean, if
this is a big rotation for a Bane.
He actually seems to have just run away, so he's going to be just fine. And, well, that's a very big rotation, as you said. MATUMBAMAN also realized that everyone is missing, and he has been pushing ball.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though, because everybody's just farming, you just got a small gang without much cost. It's not like you're not farming much because of it, because the cores are still doing quite well.
Yeah, so a slight advantage for EG, but they are trading for some damage to the towers. Oh, this is the Vaalix. Yep.
That's where it becomes an issue. Like, losing a Bane to smoke gang, you're like, okay with that. Yeah. You're not okay with this.
No, he played too aggressive for too long there.
Although, here comes a little bit of rebuttal. MATUMBAMAN looking for the counts. That BKB is still on for a long time. Call down's going to clip on everybody. Slow is very persisting. And looks like Arteezy's going to just walk away.
Yeah. The Essence Shift, of course, going through the BKB as well, so even when you BKB against the Slark, he does deal a lot of damage.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, just with the right clicks. It is an annoying spell that you cannot, or it's not a spell, but it's an annoying passive that you can't get rid of.
So this is an argument for not taking up that dual breath at level 2.
Oh.
And
He's dead.
That's a free kill.
Yeah. That's a nice
Dyer's
Finding what's hard to find.
He just does this.
Yeah.
They really do know the timings of when to move into the jungle and how to get picks. They're so good at it.
But that's for ASC's playstyle.
Absolutely.
They just find people and kill them. That seems to be, you know, the key strategy.
It's a good strat.
Killing the enemy is a good strat.
Yeah.
I will agree to that. But at some point, objective gaming is also pretty strong.
Yeah. Ichi only lost one tower at this point.
Yeah. And they have the Jakiro and starting to get really dangerous now with Jerax and Razor being pretty farmed up. But you know, if 4ASC can keep spreading the enemy thin over the map, I think they can definitely take this mid game. And they're trying to get up some farming as well. Blink Dagger would be very nice, but not gonna get too greedy.
I do want to speak a bit about Jakiro's skill build here. He went like 2 dual breath and then 3 in liquid fire by level 5. And it was really good on lane. We talked about how he kind of kept Slug out. But there's a big delay from going to level 11 to level 12. And now he has the Yule Scepter, he doesn't have the max Ice Path. And that's kind of... If he got the earlier point of Ice Path, he would have max Ice Path by now. With the change in experience.
I still think the 2 points in Duo Breath is...
It's still good.
Is pretty fine.
The other way to actually do it is to have max Liquid Fire and Dual Breath by 9.
Yeah.
Because you just clean up crew wave so quickly.
Yeah, but now he's a danger even for... He's a threat even to the Centaur with the Stampede Runaway. So he can just use people. And even if he Stampedes for someone else, you know...
Ice Path.
Whoever he ganks with his Blink Yule Scepter, he can kill them. So I think this is a very tailored skill build by Universe. And I like it.
Alright, Vaalix doing a little bit of slow sieging on this T1. Does Zai have his Aghanim to it?
He is very close, extremely close. Can he deny Viper?
In fact, Vaalix is going to get stunned up. BKB though will block everything, and Zai will not get his swap to cancel the TP. He does have Stampede buff, but it looks like he's going to fight his way out of this one.
Bottom lane as well, aggression going out, but TP out once again from the Razor, even against 2 stunners there, and aggression on top lane. Oh, the Razor TP'd out. It was the
Jakiro, I believe, that TP.
Jakiro TP out bottom. Sorry, mixing up the colors. So, in the end, good for Finstack, but they did lose the 10-second BKB charge on Viper and still died with him. But getting the tower and 2 picks, you can't say that.
And delaying Zai's Aghanims, I think that's actually the biggest part of there.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, look at the wards now coming out from 4SC. Pretty aggressive in the enemy jungle. Although the sentry will eventually... Is he waiting for the courier to come by or something? I'm not sure.
Not really possible.
ult.
Just flying over.
Jerax. Yeah.
And is this a smoke down bottom, or is it just a rotation? It is a smoke rotation, actually. So going for the Veil next, obviously, is
so much damage.
Yeah, he's gonna deal a tremendous amount of physical, magic damage, and that's why Centaur has a Hood, I believe, completed up. So he wants to get that pipe for his team. And, you know, when he has Blink, he can go for whatever item, so pipe is very nice.
I really like the casual magic bush ward in enemy jungle. Just like, you know what, you're not going to be as efficient as we are. And so I'm going to see a little backstab. Link, Ice Path, heal everything. They'll get a kill very clean and fast. Let's see if 4SC wants to fight this.
Yeah, Ogre just got a little bit of taste of every single spell from EG. I doubt that 4ASC wants to do the tier 1 tower. It just dies so fast, and you can't really fight against Gyro and Razor when they're stacked together. The five man is still the same thing as early on. You can't take it.
This really opens up the Roshan though.
Yeah.
I don't get it if 4SC doesn't come the next 10-15 seconds.
Yeah, I do think it's still pretty even in terms of net worth. It doesn't look...
It is, and Slug is actually, you know, he
up.
his way up to #1 on the net worth.
I feel though the items on EG are doing more. Like every time you use Ice Path Blink initiation from Jakiro, it's getting you 1 kill.
Yeah, it's so big.
Whereas Centaur blinking in, sure, that's a good initiation. It's not a guarantee kill, especially against like a BKB Gyro. And I imagine Razor has his BKB by now, right? So
he does.
Yeah,
I also think, you know, even if the fight doesn't result in a let's say you get a fight and a couple of dudes running away low, you've got that Ag's Ice Blast to follow up now. So.
Oh yeah, the AA follow-up is a big thing.
Really big.
He can follow up on anything, really. Very likely that Universe is going to try and get some solo kill whenever he sees someone. And Finstack, even with Roche going down there, it seems they couldn't find too much. Trying to bait with the Viper top, but that's, you know, that's the most obvious bait ever.
Right.
Because a Viper will not push a lane unless he has backup, especially knowing that the Vengeful is just going to cancel a BKB TP.
It looks like they're going to try to get a fight here. Going TPD is going to find swap, but he's going to get stunned first. And is he going to grip him? Are they going to disengage? I think they're going to disengage.
The Centaur runaway. Rocket is onto this Ogre though. He's marked.
Run, Buggy!
Yeah, he's pretty fast.
Well, actually, but he has no help.
He might be fine. The enemy is not that close. They gave up on that.
Yeah. Stampede, good spell.
Oh,
Stampede.
I hear a... Oh, he just nightmared.
Stampede has been the spell of the tournament, I'm gonna say.
I think it's actually quite good, especially if you think, and this is, you know, no disrespect to 4ESC, but they probably, being realistic, consider themselves the underdogs in this game. So
yeah,
I think the Centaur ult gives you a chance to say, bail on this fight right now. Like, he, you know, like just then, they disengaged, nobody died because of Centaur.
Didn't get the Dark Pack, but even then, quite a bit of damage dealt, and A ulti lasts forever, so he cannot blink. He's just gonna go for TP.
That was a close one.
Off goes that rocket.
You know, we actually talk about how like you can't regen under Dark Pack and whatever, but I think the dot damage is actually more important by disabling that blink dagger.
Yeah.
Because you can't re-engage, you can't blink away, and that's a big part of Slark's mobility.
Yeah, he heavily relies on the fact that he can pounce and blink to get so big distance to the enemy after getting a kill, and then just TP out. Top, Jerax up to TPing in. Jerax might want to go for this.
Oh, I'm surprised there was no grip.
Aegis.
Yeah.
It's the Aegis respect. He knows if they grip an Aegis under tower, it's not going to turn out well.
Yeah.
Slark runs by a ward here and runs into the AA. Just stealing one little bit of stats.
And when your team have this kind of excellent start, when like the one that EG had, your support just gets beefy enough where you could just make that TP out. If Jotum tried that the other day, when you have like 600 health, you're not gonna even complete your TP, and you're gonna just die.
Yeah. But as soon as he gets his Basher again on Slark, I mean, it's the same game once again.
Right.
Doesn't matter if you tanky, actually Slark might even like that, because then he can get more stats out of you before he kills you.
Sure.
So,
what do you feel about Jerax taking up that Nightmare, though? I think this is about time where you say, you know what, we need more Enfeeble. Because that gyro starts to get a little bit scarier.
A lot of Banes are doing this, but we saw it yesterday as well.
I think it's really also Jerax playing it.
Yeah, but I think the Enfeeble is really worth maxing out.
Cannot be dispelled by BKB, Manta style.
Yeah, it used to be the way that you just put 1 point into Nightmare, but teams seem to value the long disable that you can give with it. I'm not sure. I'm not really sold on
I'm not sold either.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think these guys, they know that if they get a Nightmare on someone, a rotation will come. So it might buy you enough time to get someone there to rotate in and help you out.
They're running right in here. BKB's going to get activated. Don't turn back for now. BKB a little bit late on the turning back. Forces out a 10-second BKB just for the Stampede. Meanwhile, back in the enemy jungle, Trixi. He's going to straight up die. He wanted Universe to not get die, excuse me. They're going to try to focus on the gyro. They get the BKB, or sorry, the Aegis. BKB from Fear comes out as well. MATUMBAMAN, can he blink or leap away? He's kind of stuck in the trees. He should be fine.
Yeah, he should be fine. I think that Centaur had to be there in that fight. He's got to steal some stats as the TP out comes. He finds PvP, but again, no Basher, just taking stats. So the reminder, for a few minutes, or 2 minutes exactly, the enemy is going to be slightly weaker.
That's why I like Basher, man.
Yeah, Basher is amazing, but Discardi is so needed. We saw how low HP he got.
Basher does give you some strength, though. We'll give him a bit more.
Slightly, yeah.
But not as much
4 or
as
6.
Yeah.
Can't really be compared to Ascari.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he'll give us Basher. No questions about it.
Definitely. But the Centaur should probably have been there for that fight if they want to take it. But he tried, of course, to find the Ancient Apparition, knowing he's not in the push. He's like, maybe I can get this guy. Turned out to be a feed.
Oh, there's the Basher right away. That wasn't long.
If you're a fan of EG here, like, do you feel like they're not leading decisively enough? They have the item to show for it. The BKB make them reign supreme right now, but They're not really like pushing tier 2s. They're not really pushing high ground. They just got a tier 2 top.
If you're a fan of EG, I mean, you're probably pretty happy, but right under that gyro, you see both the Viper and the Slark in net worth. And with the Basher now is the time that EG really need to tighten up their play, because they've been relying heavily on TPing away from Slark. Yes. Try that now, and you might not get that lucky.
Oh, they're going to try TP in and defend. No more Aegis this time. And this T2 might actually be in trouble. What's going to come out? MATUMBAMAN goes right in, and there you go. The bash is force out a swap. They're going to go right on PPD. He's going to get removed. Actually, they're going to finish the gyro. Go back for PPD, and here comes Fear. But it's there. Ice Blast, though. That's going to hit on everybody. They need to burst down Fear. They'll run away. Vaalix is going to get Yules.
Okay, they lose one. Because Vaalix also re-engaged here. They want to, but the heal is so delayed.
That's a huge loss, though, for EG.
Yeah, massive loss. And that was under their own tower. So that's the danger right there. For ASC, don't care about BKBs. They just keep going. The Basher did its work. And that's a lot of experience and gold towards the Finns.
That's why Bane is so big. Got that grip as well. I think, you know, he's such a useful hero.
Yeah. And Centaur, I have to say, Stampede has been the spell of the tournament. A lot of teams are using it, and that is what allows you to jump people so effectively. Because normally a tower dive is kind of telegraphed. You can see it, and you're like, okay, we got, you know, we can swap you out, and we're gonna have 2 TPs there before they really get in. But everyone is just on top of you, already killing you, and then Venge has to swap, dies immediately, and the gyrocopter also went down.
Again, it's not about your cores getting in, because generally they have enough mobility, but having your supports being able to go in and drop that Fire Blast or the Brain Sap.
Get that multicast in there,
And I mean, just to follow up on what Ted said earlier, even as a runaway spell, a lot of times like a team will try to save each other and end up losing way more, but you press a button and everybody's out.
It's known. We're sounding the abandoned ship.
Every
man for himself.
Right.
Every man for himself, but he turns into a same bolt and just, he's pretty fine. Yeah, okay, so a smoke gang here rotation, but actually, Zai an ulti.
Well, Zai's dead.
Yeah. He's definitely dead, and they're looking for more as well. Trixi not getting any help on this. He's actually gonna live.
Trixi's like, guys?
Nice team.
Well, they're gonna go for what I believe to be a higher value target if they can get him. And it's going to be Universe throwing down.
Oh, Slark killed Razor on bottom. That's a massive win for Slark.
I was saying, where's the Slark? Why isn't he helping this gank? That's going to force another TP from RTZ. Can we take Blink Stun? Oh, the magic missile! Well, I think there might be still getting the kill. Yeah, Vaalix is shooting poison.
Okay, looked kind of bad at first, but the solo kill on bottom lane by MATUMBAMAN, killing off Fear. Yeah, that is massive. Like, this is what's so impressive about Finstack or the Finnish team when they play Slark.
Yeah.
Finding things wherever they go, man.
Ban this hero against
just ban it,
I really think you gotta.
I mean, 4-2 and 4 doesn't look that impressive, but given the start he had, I don't know if any other Slark player would get anything out of this.
He's second by only 800 in net worth. Look at that swing.
Yeah. He definitely has gained a lot of fans during this tournament already.
I'd say he's my MVP. Him or Jerax, I'm undecided, but he's one of those two for MVP so far.
And Slark pickers were born.
I've tried playing Slark and he is hella fun, but I wish I could play him even a 10 as well as
MATUMBAMAN. Using his ult to actually put the tower in deny range.
Look at the distance he creates immediately.
What can't he do? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, tower does get denied in the end, but that also opens up the entire map. So EG lost all their tier 2s, and this is impressive for ASC. Holding on to more towers than EG. Did you expect this?
No, not especially with the Jakiro offlane from Universe.
And the start they had.
Yeah.
Roshan gonna be up shortly. The check is there. Oh, are they gonna miss this?
I don't think they smoke under ward.
Just punch.
Okay, well, if they win this fight, they'll go back and check again.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But they don't even find anyone right away. So that's very unlucky timing.
That's ridiculous.
That's
And you know what? I think it's gonna be a Radiant check, and they'll know. Ice Blast's gonna go top, and with this Ice Blast, they should.
They think that they're on Roshan. You know, they think that they're in. Look at them. Finstack are posing for the road.
Yeah.
They gotta get out top for ASC.
Stampede and run away right now.
Well, they might run right into it, but there's a ward vision. The difference in vision is just unreal right now.
Charge away. Don't lose anyone. Oh, EG are on the hunt.
They got Yules to jump into the trees. The blink is available. I hear some like cries of scream from MATUMBAMAN. He is fine.
that was a yelp.
Yeah, I think.
Like that, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so they get out clean, got some damage onto the tower, and in the end, no one really getting anything.
Yep, but it's a 5-man EG smoke.
But I think for ASC, they dodged a bullet right there.
Well, they're going to check Roche now for EG.
Oh, the axe on Ogre is up as well. Wow. That's a lot of burst. If you ever find a core out of their BKB, that gives a long chain stun and also tons of damage onto him.
They can test this, right?
Well, I mean, if they're going to smoke right... Well, actually, that ward got dewarded. I'm not sure how they found out. Maybe slug things.
Could have walked by there.
Yeah.
So
that heat is down, remember.
That is true. That's definitely kind of their bread and butter skill.
It's not that long cooldown.
Yeah. So you can see this. Actually, 3 more seconds. Maybe they'll go into this.
Oh, this is really tense. EG, the ball is just standing there.
They were waiting for MATUMBAMAN. Is he gonna
have good Roche fighting?
Well, MATUMBAMAN jumps behind. In fact, they're gonna do a flank from the backside here. BKB all getting golden, and Trixi a little bit of trouble here. Fear kind of the biggest and baddest. So they're gonna focus right on the Roche. Agent gets picked up here, and they're gonna go right in. This is a really bad go for ASC. Here finally comes the Superman. There's a swap back in. PPD getting the immediate focus. He is dead.
They're doing this, I think.
Yeah, the multicast going right on the gyro. Aegis gets used immediately. Universe now getting pounced on. Universe drops the ice pack. MATUMBAMAN says, yo, I'm going to keep on right-clicking Universe.
Oh my god, the execution.
Just to delay. And everybody on Aegis side
didn't lose anyone.
Making it look easy.
You know, it looked clowny and messy as hell.
Okay.
Wait,
well, the pick-off on the AA. No AA ulti on anyone.
Right.
That's
GG.
Massive.
Oh my
GG
god,
is called. Okay, the first game we said it was gonna be important for 4ASC, and this gives them some good chances to go in and get that 2-0 in. But really impressive taking it to EG here.
Well, I mean, just to remind ourselves, EG did win Star Ladder, right?
Yeah.
And you know, against Secret, which is a pretty good team, right?
Yeah, but that's why this is so impressive.